Hello, I'd like to welcome back to Qbeh-1, the Atlas Cube. Today we're tackling World 2, Level 4 segments. Which isn't much of segments. It's, well, I guess the level design is segmented, but physically speaking, there's not this. It's more an uninterrupted line than anything else. So, whatever the name fits is entirely up to you. As you start out, you notice some snow falling through the ceiling. And also through the blocks, because if you're gonna make a weather engine, don't bother making it work. Huh. Also, they fixed the whole rapid jumping that I talked about a while ago, so that's a bit. Anyway, there's the token. See, nice and clear, and that also tells us where to go next. So we pick up a power cube early on, and we immediately get reintroduced to our good old friend. I don't know, when I hear the term segments, I often think of distinct components that are loosely tied together in some fashion. Like, you know those candy necklaces? I'd call that a segment. I call each of those pieces a segment. It doesn't embody segments that strongly. That's just my opinion. Maybe you feel this perfectly incorporates the concepts and notions, the intricate details that are demanded in order to be segmental. Who knows? It's all up to you, you know? You gotta live life the way you want to. And as long as you're not hurting anyone, I don't think there's a lot to be said against it. Well, as long as you're not hurting anyone that doesn't want to be hurt, you know. Don't want to insult the potential sadomasochistic crowd that exists in the universe that is quite large. They're a sizable chunk that they should be respected. That's not to imply that just because you are part of a smaller minority that you do not deserve the honor and respect that any other individual has the right to deserve or to earn. Because respect is not given, it is earned by some merit. Merit of being the CEO of a company, or being a doctor and having the skill set of a doctor. So yeah, you're not supposed to have this cube, but I'm just trying to show off that, yeah, very often you can steal cubes. Be sneaky. This is where we'll come from, because there's a road up there, and we need to open this. Now the game is pretty smart. It knows that you can steal this cube, so in order to open it, you'll notice that the line goes all the way up here. So even though we have a power cube, we cannot actually open the door just yet. Which is really, really good, really thoughtful game design. I like that. I don't like how they fixed the bug, though. That bug was hilarious. But I can only assume that people used it for glitching of the evil kind. But you know, cheats and glitches are fine in games, as long as it's not multiplayer and you can't ruin someone else's gaming experience with it. I think glitches are a-okay. I think that you as a developer are just being a bit of a crybaby, because the central idea of any artistic medium, be it video games or even such as a book or a radio show, it's the interpretation that gives it much of its power. And forcing people to experience it according to what you think is the correct interpretation. The best books are the books with open interpretations. So you should fix game-breaking glitches. I think everyone thinks that, but then it's a bug. A glitch is harmless, a bug is harmful, and can inflict some sort of permanent damage. If a glitch causes a save file corruption, then yeah, you should probably fix that. But otherwise, I don't know. Maybe if you're like, it sincerely breaks the idea, then maybe you should. I don't know, it's up to you. If you can motivate and provide a valid argument as to why, then who's to stop you? You've got your reasons, and they're pretty solid, so hey. You could always, install Cheat Engine and go with that. Oh, yeah, this one's a bit clever. So you notice that there's no real way for us to catch up to the cube unless we pull off a little bit of a sneaky maneuver. And that is essentially to teach you that you can stop cubes from moving, as I still think they can squish you. They cannot, however, move past other blocks. And here you see one of these ice blocks, and it's really nice. I have to say, before this series has been rather mellow. It's taken a very light-hearted tone and turning, and it never really tried to touch upon the serious topics, and never really wanted it to. So I feel a little bit annoyed that I had to touch upon those subjects, but we can always push them aside and just leave things the way they are. And now we have one extra cube, because remember, I took one that I'm not supposed to have, so we slap it in here. And now, I'll shut up, because the music's nice, and there's no real reason for me to keep talking all the time. Oh, look, you can see the draw distance. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that is so bad. Oh my god, you can see the render engine just skipping out on all those pixels. That is so bad. I love it. That's something you would never notice unless you're intentionally looking for it. But hey, you can just fall down there. But I say, why not go the sexy way? Because you only live once. Gotta be careful. We're entering a, as they say, high-octane action sequence. Now, the reason it's called high-octane is because high-octane fuels are supposedly more powerful than lower-octane fuels. If I'm correct, the highest octane fuels are actually used by planes. So I guess there's something to it, because planes fly really fast, and planes use high-octane fuels. So who's to say that octane count doesn't have some sort of effect? You're actually supposed to use that to freeze the block so that you get yourself a little bit of time, but I'm a bit faster than that. I've got the skill jammins. I got the skill jammins. Jamming with the band. And our portal is already in sight. I guess you could call it segments, because every area had its own little gimmick. We had the block we had to stop. You had the jumping parts. Yeah, I guess in a way it's segments. It's a way around. We constantly, every single step we had to go around and take a detour in order to get where we wanted to go. In that sense, it is segments, and look at that. Like I said, those things never despawn. They will forever persist. I wonder if that eventually pushes upon the limits of the world and causes some memory errors. Who knows? Anyway, it's another portal. I do like how these portals have particles floating towards them, but they're stark white, and there doesn't appear to be any dimension to them. They're just stark white surfaces. And I like that. I really like that. Was a little snowflake in the upper left. So this time we've got Observatorium. Now, if I remember, this is a bit of an interesting level. If I'm correct, this one will introduce a new block. If I'm incorrect, doesn't matter. If you're thinking that we'll get a new block every world, you're unfortunately incorrect. Because we're not going to see the green block for a very long time. So anyway, the Observatorium is a very fitting name in a way. Not directly. I mean, it's not a real observatorium in that we'll find a big cupola, but there's lots of stars in the sky, and it's a beautiful night. It's rather dark. It's blue, chilly lighting. I like it. It does embody what most people think of an observatorium, a dark, cold place they can watch the sky. This thing looks like a big throne, so that's fancy. It's like someone went like, I'm gonna hit you with this Kamehame, boom, then the whole floor exploded and the king was dead. And then one guy went, I am slain, and pulled the curtains down. I'll see you guys next time. And do not forget, the actual Polaris is not at the direct center of the sky. Did you know? Hee hee. Hope y'all enjoyed.